And
I assume, right? He's not cadet eligible, is he?
Yeah, because you remember Akron was kind of Decatur's coming out party against Run Bravo Young. But let's get to another Ohio boy here in Dom Demas. He's in the blue singlet, now wrestling for the Oklahoma RTC. He took his redshirt year for the Sooners. He's taking on Max Murin. I'm not going to lie, Iowa fans, you can yell at me. I completely slept on Max Murin. I did not think he was going to do this well. Has looked phenomenal all tournament. Wasn't even seeded.
He really has, and in a lot of different fashions. And some with his offense, some with his motor. Iowa fans got to be really happy with 41. There's a little over-collar shrug by.
And Demas trying to double up, also.
Yes, he won Greco the other day, which puts him in the finals of those trials. He's going to have a busy month.
Yeah. Busy May and June for him. And, you know, I was talking to Morningstar, who's in Murin's corner with Sammy Brooks, and I said, how is it that every year Iowa comes to the U.S. Open with backups? Guys who didn't start and they got 2 in the finals that didn't start for him this year.
Well, Murin's a little different because
he's a redshirt.
He's a redshirt. But Jeremiah Moody, was he coming up? I mean, he's gone gangbusters.
Yeah.
And he was second or third string, so.
Depth is a good problem to have. And we're going to get a passive against Demas. First one, minute 12 in.
Great wins for Murin in a tech of Jesse Vasquez, Super 32 champ, and Andrew Alirez, who's probably the #1 kid in high school when seniors are removed.
Yeah. Murin in on the shot here, and that should be a step out for Murin. Yep. Good clash of styles here, right? Demas, big move guy, right? You know, from his Greco background, he's been on Greco World teams before. Kind of even in high school.
One blue for what?
Finger grabbing, I believe. Yeah, white paddle.
It's white paddle, though. So, yeah, Murin is a kind of bring your lunch pail kind of kid, high pace, standard attacks, and Demas is all a lot of upper body and mostly counters.
Yeah.
He beat Caden Gefeller, who I think a lot of us had penciled in as a finalist.
Oh, and Murin beat Storr, who probably a lot of people would have penciled in as the other finalist.
Sure. So, but in that match with Demas and G, Demas had one big move, kind of shut it down the rest of the way. Actually, he had another takedown, but he wasn't a whole lot of wasn't very active. Didn't take a whole lot of leg attacks. So yeah, you're right. Absolutely clash of styles.
And you know, for guys like Demas, sometimes when you have big moves in your arsenal, you can get sloppy because you just want to hit them because you know you can. But Demas is so patient.
Well, I'll tell you what, that's another good point. But he used to not be that way.
Yeah, it developed.
He's gotten more patient, and it's proven, you know, in his performance here.
15 seconds remaining, head-to-head right now. Murin controlling that left wrist.
That was basically the book on Demas. It looks like we're going to go 1-0 into the break. That was basically the book on Demas, right? What you're saying. He would come out and he would bomb everybody, and everybody said he is amazing. He's the next big thing. But then he would have some slip-ups, right? He was inconsistent, probably because of what you're talking about in going big so often. So he's learned to throttle that down a little bit and be more patient and be more selective about when he throws it. Just
because you got the cannon doesn't mean you need to fire it every time.
Yep.
Sometimes you need to, fire off some other stuff. But Demas, people forget, this 66-kilo bracket was nails here last year, and he ended up getting third. He lost to Yanni in the quarters.
Quietly.
Yes.
He quietly got third, right? Because that bracket was like, oh my God, that's the money weight. Interesting point about this match too. It mirrors the semifinal with Murin. Murin, I believe, led 1-0 or 1-1 at the break. So slow pace in his, not slow pace, but low scoring first period in the semi, low scoring first period here in his final.
This weight, a little bit more of an example is we're going to get a passive offered against Demas. They're going to let him wrestle a little bit here.
Arm throw.
That's 4.
call that for? There's those big moves.
Wow, right before Demas was about to go on the clock, he gets a 4 and that head pinch for 2. Timing. Excellent timing from young Demas.
Well, I think it was timing. The timing was a little lucky because he was about to go on the clock, but that arm throw presented itself, and Demas took full advantage of it. Now Murin attacking. You got to be careful, as we saw that head pinch moments ago. Demas good from out in front there, just like Gomez, who we saw in the last match.
And Murin, you know, again with the counters, you got to be careful, right? He's got a good double, but you got to be careful when you're trying to hit that on a guy like Dom Demas. And with the criteria the way it is, you know, it's going to take 3 takedowns to get back in this one, take the lead. Oklahoma RTC had some good showings here. Sooners looking good. Murin in on the shot, but Demas going into that lefty underhook, sprawling well. We got the camera inches off the mat right now.
Good shot by our jib guy. Half a period to go. Demas leading 6-0. Murin really picking up the pace now. And right into Demas's wheelhouse. Another big 4, 10-1 now. Demas looking like he's going to sit in the trials finals at both styles.
Last guy to do that was Adam Kuhn, I think.
Perhaps.
We're not talking about Akron, which is hard enough in and of itself. We're talking about juniors. Pico also won juniors both styles one year, but that was at non-worlds weight when they still had those.
There was a couple guys in cadets to do it.
Warner.
In both styles, yep.
Willowan last year. And I think that's going to do it. Nope, they're saying white paddled. I thought Murin's head hit out, but
grounded. Yeah. 10-1 still, 42 to go.
And Murin in on the shot once again, fought off well by Demas. Good whizzer position. Shelf in the leg here. Murin looking for a cutback.
Demas really good when he can get to those seatbelt positions and underhook positions.
So now what, Demas going to be what, a 41 or 49 for the Sooners next year?
I don't know. You know, I'm looking at, because the weights for junior freestyle and junior Greco do not align.
And Murin getting the late takedown here to make it 10-3. But yeah, I believe it was 67 that he won in junior Greco. So what a performance from Dom Demas, the type of stuff we're used to seeing from him. Some big moves, some excellent counters. And as Willie said, he'll be sitting in the finals of both styles. If you want to watch him make a world team, get to Rochester on May 19th.
That's right. It's going to be great with the seniors and the juniors both there. Think about what Demas just did. When you're talking about weight at Oklahoma next year as his redshirt freshman season begins, he just made weight 3 days in a row, and it went 67, 67, 65.
That's absurd. And our apologies, folks. He was second in Greco.
Oh, that's right. Amanya won that.
Our apologies, Peyton Amanya. There's that big throw there in the beginning, first period.
Oh, that was bad by us.